The home cinema landscape has changed a lot over the years. We've seen it all: dedicated cinema rooms, hybrid living spaces, traditional big box AVR systems, the rise of soundbars, and so much more. But where do we see the future of home cinema headed? Let's find out. Hey guys, Louis here from Smart Home Sounds, and I've got a bit of a different one for you all today. Now firstly, this is all about you guys. We really want to know what you're looking for when it comes to home cinema, so please get down in the comments below and let us know. I'm really looking forward to having a chat with you all. But in this video, I'll be sharing my predictions and ideas, both as a home cinema enthusiast myself, and as someone who obviously lives in this industry day in, day out as a tech reviewer. Now I also want to point out that there really is no right or wrong answer here. The best setup for you is the one that you like the best and what works for your home, your budget and needs. And the chances are someone else will prefer a different setup. But where the trends are heading and the products we could expect to see is a very interesting topic, and who doesn't love a little bit of speculation, right? First up then is the debate between having a dedicated home theatre room versus a best of both multi-purpose home cinema style living room. Now my stance on this is that you're always going to get those with, let's face it, a bigger budget and bigger home wanting that more cinema style experience of a dedicated home cinema with your classic projector, built-in speaker system and cinema seating. But the progress in the home audio-visual space, enabling you to get a quality experience from a TV and 5.1 setup, has led to a lot more homes transforming their main living room, and that's the sort of space that I'm going to be focusing on in this video. For me, a lot of this comes down to aesthetics. Now more and more emphasis has been placed on the design element of both TVs and home audio products in the past few years, where you can have a pretty impressive setup without it completely dominating your space and needing endless black boxes and cables running everywhere. And so I can see the trend continuing for more and more people, opting to upgrade their living room space to have a setup that provides an impressive performance for watching movies, but blends in well enough that you can almost forget it's there when you don't want it to take center stage in your space. The Samsung frame is a great example of this design style. Of course, the other conversation that we need to have then is around TVs versus projectors. Now for certain setups, a projector will still be the favourable choice here, as it has been over the years for home cinema spaces. They're a great way of getting a huge picture. You can retract the screen when not in use, and you can hide all of your audio in wall without it being impacted by the screen. But there has been so much progress with larger TVs, especially in this past year, that we think a shift is on the way. The quality of TVs for movie watching is getting so impressive now that it really does offer a first-class experience at home. We've recently put the LG G3 and Sony A95L TVs head-to-head on this channel, two of the best TVs that we've ever tested, and both offer an incredible performance for movie watching. The A95L in particular is brilliant, but currently only available up to 77-inch, but imagine what that would be like as a 98-inch screen for your home cinema. Wow. Now, of course, the downside is that the TV will always be there, and if it's 75, 85, or even 100 inches, you're going to know about it. Again, this comes back to brands making the more inconspicuous models, helping us to go bigger on the screen size while retaining an element of subtlety when needed. Now, the truth of the matter is that TVs are only getting better and better, and the technology is becoming more affordable. The trend is definitely swaying towards bigger TVs, with the demand for 75-inch and larger TVs rising, so the next few years will be really interesting to see where TV manufacturers go. For me, the dream is a TV with the design element of the frame, the picture quality of the A95L, and if I'm really dreaming, the price point of something like the G3. That's the killer TV for my home cinema setup. So what about audio then? Well, we've seen all sorts of solutions hit the market in recent times. We started with traditional big box 7.1 systems like the Bose Acoustimass with satellite speakers and a subwoofer, and let me know if you had that demo, because if you know, you know. Now we then moved to more subsat systems like the KEF-EGG system, for example, and then those got even smaller again, landing us with standalone soundbars, which, as we all know, have blown up a little bit over the last 5 years or so. Now soundbars don't match the performance of a traditional wired AVR system, which I suppose is the best option when it comes to out and out performance from home cinema surround sound, but wireless soundbars like the Sonos Arc, the Sennheiser Ambio Plus, or the Bose Soundbar Ultra, to name just a few, have made it easier than ever to get great sound in your living room without sacrificing the aesthetics or convenience as much as you used to have to. Now no, they aren't all perfect, and right at the start, the big players out there, like your What Hi-Fis of the world, were a little bit cautious about recommending them, and the purists still are, but as with all things, the tech has got better and better, and neatly timed with the rise of Dolby Atmos, we're now seeing really impressive soundbars make a big dent in the home cinema market. It hasn't stopped there though. Driven by the demand for even better audio, brands like Sonos, Samsung and Sony have pushed the boundaries even further, offering more versatile, lifestyle-focused hybrid systems that can be added to with extra components that actually start to push traditional big box setups when it comes to performance. But with all of this technology from different companies attempting different things, what's the right thing to do? Now for some, these hybrid or modular setups will be the perfect middle ground. They offer the immersive soundstage of a traditional system minus the tangled mess of cables that comes with it, promising the best of both worlds, but you don't necessarily save much when it comes to form factor. I mean, I've got a Beam, Sub-Mini and two Era 100s at home, which is one of the more compact home cinema systems out there, and for me, it works perfectly. It performs really well in my space, it leans towards my preferred style, and it doesn't annoy my partner, well, not too much anyway, but this isn't necessarily the ultimate solution when it comes to out and out performance. I'm always umming and ahhing about whether I should go bigger, but then I always find myself battling the same size, placement and cable issues that I've tried so hard to avoid. Look at setups like the Nakamichi Dragon, for example. You guys have been raving about it for a while now, and rightly so. By all accounts, it sounds unbelievable, but it's huge and, dare I say, actually a little ugly. I think if I were to have something that big, I'd rather go for a pair of floor standers, and even then, I don't think that that's necessarily a mainstream solution. Now obviously that's all down to personal preference, and there will be people out there who want the best of the best performance regardless of whether it looks right. But talking from my perspective as someone from the UK who definitely doesn't get that Mr. Beast YouTube money and live in a massive house, I can't see something like that working for me on a day-to-day basis, regardless of how much I'd love it, and I don't think that I'm alone in that. So does that mean that there's room for something else? This is where the Sony HT-A9 comes in. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, the HT-A9 is basically a surround system consisting of 4 bookshelf-sized loudspeakers, all connected wirelessly to a hub that connects right up into your TV, removing the need for any of the extensive cabling. Now these can be placed pretty much anywhere in the room, creating a 4.0.4 channel setup that, thanks to the help of 360-degree spatial sound mapping, should create something pretty similar to that of a 12-channel system. Now that's pretty nuts, and for me, provides a bit of a glimpse into the future. Now I know what you're thinking. It's been around for a while now, and no, it's not perfect yet. There are some issues with dropouts in certain spaces that are a big problem, and it's very expensive. But if we're just talking about the audio performance and the versatility of the technology itself, having tested it, I think there's some real potential that other brands would do well to take some inspiration from. As I've already mentioned, in an ideal world, everyone wants true 7.1 channel, and as a Sonos user myself, although what we've got is great, we've been crying out for the functionality like the HT-A9 for a long time. Imagine being able to set up a Sonos system with a Beam as your center channel, 5s as your left and right, some Era 300s as your rears and Era 100s as sides, as well as 1 or 2 sub-Gen 3s thrown in for good measure, all wirelessly transmitting to each other via a small black box that sits in your media unit without the need for any cables. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, for me, and obviously this is all speculation, it doesn't feel like we're a million miles away. Sonos have already got the mainstream user base, the variety in the hardware, and the potential in their software to accommodate it. And so I could see them being the brand to give us the solution first. Now, Sonos aren't the purists in sound quality by any stretch, but they are ahead of other brands when it comes to the groundwork for this type of setup. Now, obviously, things in tech can change very quickly, and with the likes of Sennheiser, Sony, and even Bose hot on their tails, it feels as if we're just waiting for one of these companies to create that missing piece, that hub, and the game could really be set to change. And if I'm honest, I'm really excited about it. Now I know it all sounds a little bit like wishful thinking, but look at the Apple Homepods for example. They're probably the closest thing that we've got right now. They work effortlessly alongside an Apple TV to create your LCR setup. Admittedly, they use a phantom center channel, but it's proof of concept that the tech is there, and although they're not the best home cinema system overall, their center channel performance is right up there with the best, proving that you could get even more out of the likes of Sonos' current speaker lineup. But for that, you need a bit of tweaking. Now interestingly, Sonos was actively looking to hire multiple different staff members to work on a home theatre operating system project with job descriptions that hinted at being focused directly on a TV interface. Now maybe that's the sort of thing that they could merge with this enhanced connectivity to create something that worked like an Apple TV on a bigger and better scale audio-wise, connecting your speakers wirelessly to one another. Who knows? All I'm saying is, although this feels like another move back to the past in terms of scale, there's a reason that soundbars took off. They're easy, and if somebody can make a true 7.1 wireless system that blends both of the performance of traditional surround sound and the convenience of modern home cinema, well, I'm sure they'll be onto a winner. Where we end up going next, we can't say for sure, but from looking at what's been released over the past few years and the hints at what could be coming next, I think we've got a very exciting few years ahead of us in this space. Now, of course, a big disclaimer that this industry is one of the worst for FOMO, and if you've got a setup that you love and it works well for you, enjoy it. But if you're like me and enjoy the speculation at what the latest and greatest could be, then let's have a chat in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you all soon.